Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode in the series, we finished up the Shadowbringers storyline released in patch 5.3 of the game, where we defeated Elidibus and then got the Scion's souls back home to the source and back in their correct bodies. And also managed to get the Crystal Exarch, Grahatia's soul and memories back into his younger body here on the source in this time period. So he is now awake and has joined the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So we should have him available for future adventures, which is good because the Scions do kind of need a little bit more replenishment, considering all the various members that have either died or moved on to other things in recent parts of the story. So, that's good. Now, the next story patch hasn't come out yet, so why are we back? We're back because I've actually found a quest line that I want to show on screen. So, that is what we're going to work on, and that is the weapon quest line, which turns out to be really awesome. I've actually played through it on one of my other characters, so I am looking forward to playing through it here on screen. So, for that quest line, a little bit of background refresher is that back in the first post-story extensions of Shadowbringers, where we got the kind of rundown from Estinian and Gaius about how they escaped the Imperial Palace, we were playing as Estinian and encountered the prototype weapon based on the Ultima weapon from A Realm Reborn, way back, which we ended up destroying. So apparently the Empire is working on building more of those things. And so that is what this storyline is related to. So that's what we're going to go ahead and get started working on for today. And I believe that the quest series begins over in Alamigo, Little Alamigo, the Alamigo Quarter, not Little Alamigo, that's a different place entirely. Maybe at some point I'll give a tour of our my free company's guild hall, which is where I was. Alright, but here we are. So this is where it is. Ruby Doomsday, which is an obvious reference to Ruby Tuesday, which is a restaurant chain here in the States, at least. Alright. Oh, a couple other things to mention. My scholar is now level 80 and geared. And I've been working on the Relic quest line. And so she has her upgraded Relic on this scholar. And also a new mount, which is awesome. The Gabriel Alpha mount. There's a giant flying mech. Alright, where was that quest? Oh, over there. And also I managed to get my machinist to 80 as well, but it is not ready or totally geared yet. Getting there. Getting there. So we'll be working on this as the scholar. Alright, so let's talk to Resistance Officer here. Alright, the Resistance and Alliance forces prepare in earnest as a new threat looms on the horizon. Ah, Ayame, glad you could make it. As you may have heard, Commander Alden has given orders to embark from Alliance headquarters to hold back the advance of the Empire's latest menace. Not that the soldiers stationed there are too chuffed about being on the front line against these new weapons. If they're designed to slay primals, they'd make short work of us mere mortals as well. Mind you, it's Gaius Balesar and his followers who've led the charge so far, by all accounts. They've been giving as good as they get. Unfortunately, their sorties have met with little success. I dare say they'd benefit greatly from your presence on the battlefield. If you're ready, my colleague over at Porta Praetoria will show you the way. Alright, so we need to head on over to Porta Praetoria. Way over here. Oh yeah, and if you hadn't noticed, I changed the character's hairstyle. Because I felt like it. Where's the one we need to talk to? There he is. On your way to headquarters, I take it? Indeed. We'll head on over there. Alright, here's Gaius. So, your mind is set, and I shall apprise you of the situation. We have discovered that the previously abandoned Ultima weapon project is being helmed by the reformed 7th Legion. We have already succeeded in producing several prototypes, one of which is set to be deployed on the Eorzean front. Its name, the Ruby Weapon. Severa and I were able to get within striking distance during one of its test runs and made an attempt to destroy it. An attempt that ended in failure, alas. Based on our knowledge of the original Ultima weapon, the explosives we employed should have been sufficient to blast through its armor plating, but they barely left a mark. We suspect the gifts of its predecessor may have proven the source of its resilience. As you well know, the Ultima weapon was designed to absorb ether from icons, and the Ruby weapon no doubt shares that ability. If any were summoned during the uprisings in Garlemald's occupied territories and thereafter consumed, our enemy would become all the more formidable. But its near impenetrable armor was only the beginning of our troubles. It fought back with whip-like claws that it can be extended and contracted at will. In the face of such opposition, we were forced to withdraw. Gaius was injured shielding me from the Ruby weapon's assault. Even now, he struggles to stand. Damn it all, if I hadn't been so careless, this wouldn't have happened. You need not concern yourself. Let us not forget that I am the one who initiated the Ultima Weapon project. If I must give my life to bury this shameful legacy, then so be it. If you were to face it as you are now, you'd be cut down before you even hobbled within firing distance. In any case, we can't afford to lose the information in your head on both the foe we face and the Empire itself. We all know that asking for Ayame's assistance presents our best chance of stopping that war machina. It's true that if anyone were capable of putting down such a monstrosity, it would be her. Though I have no right to ask this of you, will you lend us your strength? Absolutely. I'm not one to back down from a fight. My thanks. And mine. Though I must impress upon you the urgency of our situation, we have received word that the Empire is preparing to advance on the Gimlet Dark. That is where we will intercept them. If our fears are proven correct, the Ruby weapon will be among their host. Should it break through our lines, there is no telling the devastation it will wreak. Make no mistake, the very survival of Eorzea hangs in the balance. Once you have steeled yourself for the battle ahead, your escort will lead the way. What price must the world pay for my hubris? Several hours ago, in the Garlean-occupied city of Wurlitz Magitech installation. That must be our ruby weapon. Commencing ruby weapon activation sequence. All units, stand by. Initiating synthetic RSite system. Fusion successful. No signs of incompatibility. Awaiting your signal. Ruby weapon, codenamed Darnus, ready for launch. Alright, yeah, those things are full-on mecha. Alright. Let's talk to the Resistance escort. Valdolin has briefed me on our mission. I am to take you as far as our expected point of contact with the ruby weapon. Once we arrive, the rest is up to you, I'm afraid. Alright, Cinder Drift is now accessible, which is the battle against the ruby weapon. I'll be doing this as healer. Alright, so let's go ahead and queue on in, and let's see what happens. Hopefully I get a nice fast queue. Hold on, Duty Finder. This is going to be Trial, I believe. Cinder Drift. Here we are. Though, this is fairly early in the morning. We'll see if anyone shows up. Alright, so I'll go ahead and pause here, and then I will be back when we're ready to go. Alright, so it looks like we're ready, and I've enlisted the help of a couple of my free company mates. So, let's see how this goes. If the other healer will press the button. Alright, there she is. Enemy detected, commencing attack. Alright. Alright, make sure that I'm all set up here. Alright, not a lot of damage going out right now. Oop, there we go. Okay, it's putting its claws in the ground, and then we're gonna get, let's see, we're gonna get the little thingies we need to get away from those little sparks. And probably actually want to stand on them because then it's gonna like quicksand the ground. And if you're in there, you'll die. Get out of the front. Alright, here comes the claws again, but this time it's going to be following a spiral pattern with AoE explosions. Just try and stay out of those. Alright, it's gonna do... Get out of the way, get out of the way. Huh, pretty good. I always get hit by that. Every other time I've done this. Alright. Oh. Everybody topped off. Because of that. Here comes the... Oh. Oh, we're gonna get off of that one. Alright, we're about to end the first phase. Alright, this is the end for me. Activating Oversoul. Increasing pilot override rate to 100%. Commencing forced shutdown and system restart. Synthetic Aurosite switching to Oversoul mode. Loading data sample. Darkness combat data ready. Initiating organic core overwrite. I am Nail Van Darnus. I believe Nail Van Darnus is the one responsible for dropping Dalamud. I gotta see if I can remember. Oh, yeah. These things gotta die. to keep everybody topped off. Dalamud is dropping in the background. He's running a little low. Try and get shields up on everybody. Alright, then we gotta get behind one of these. Here's where the meteors come down. Or comets. DPS gotta destroy them. Very good. Because if you don't destroy them, that will kill you. Get party-wide shields up. Alright, there we go. Relatively smooth. Alright, commendation, I go to another healer, and yeah, there's no loot or anything like that here, so we'll go ahead and head on out, and watch the cutscene. Even from afar, your figure was unmistakable. As ever, an impressive display. As I am sure you will concur, the ultimate weapon pales in comparison to this new monstrosity. If the research is allowed to continue, the next model will be nigh on unstoppable. With that in mind, the Alliance has enlisted the help of... Wait, I hear something. Here to sift through what remains of the ruby weapon, are you? Allie, what do you think you're doing? Allie? Father? It has been too long, Alphonse, and you too, Rex. Given that the Empire is proceeding with the weapon project and making inroads into Eorzea, I suppose it was only a matter of time until our paths crossed. It's wonderful to see you again, Father, although I can't say I think much of the company you've been keeping. I know a lot's happened, but I'm just glad you're alright, and now you can come back to Garlemald with us. My days of serving the Empire are over. Because you're suspected of assassinating Emperor Varus? But we know you'd never do a thing like that. There must be a way to prove your innocence. Then everything can go back to the way it was. Oop, Echo Vision. So he found you two shivering on the roadside when he was going through Wurlet. Lucky for you, eh? If he hadn't, we'd probably be dead by now. As for us three, our parents all died in the epidemic. We'd still be begging on the street corners if it weren't for him. I just wish there was a way we could repay Lord Gaius for all the kindness he's shown us. He fights for the Empire, so we should too. That'll make him proud of us. You're saying we should join the army? I don't think that's such a good idea. Everyone in Wurlet was scared of the Garleans. Why would we want to be like them? Lord Gaius is different. I know he is. You're right. He always says that the strong should lead the weak. Maybe that's why he took us in. Alright. If becoming a soldier is what it takes, I'll do it. Who's with me? Count me in, and maybe one day people will look up to us like we do Lord Gaius. And it's settled. From now on, we're all brothers and sisters fighting for the same cause. Brothers and sisters? Then that would make Lord Gaius our father? Well, if he doesn't mind us calling him that, I suppose so. And that makes you our big brother, since you're the oldest. You'd better be nice to us, or I'm telling Father. I guess he ended up taking in all these orphans. Father, since you went away, a lot has changed in the Empire. For us, too. If we'd known that you were still out there, still alive, none of this would have happened. What do you mean? The truth is... If you must go, I will not stop you, but answer me this. Who was piloting the ruby weapon? We all know that Nael van Darnus has not returned from the dead. Who do you think? It was Melisandre. No. No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe you would let that happen. She was a sister to you, to all of you. We only want to finish what you started. And while we will never forget all you have done for us, the next time we meet it shall be as enemies. Goodbye, Father. As for you, hero of Eorzea, you'll pay for what you did to Melisandre, I swear it. Alright. Interesting. But I think what we'll do is go ahead and end this episode here, and then we'll see what's going on with Gaius and these Al-Ra orphans when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.